Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it is time to start the show. A little bit late, but hey, better late than never, right? Right. Come on, get this music out of my ear. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome to the Old Humble Distilling Company's, what are we calling this? The Whiskey Happy Hour. It's trivia night. Lisa, your audio's, where's your audio? Is your audio there?
I'm talking.
Okay, I can hear you. I can see you talking. Everything's working. Everything sounds like it's working. Uh, looks like we're getting some bit rate dropping. I need to close a screen, I think. We're getting rendering lag and we're getting encoding lag, but I think that'll work itself out in just a minute. Seeing low system resources. Kidding, I just did that myself. All right, so tonight's trivia night, Lise.
Yes.
So
I love trivia night.
You had a party tonight?
No, I love trivia night.
Oh, yeah. So
I was on the College Bowl team.
Check it out. I've got.
Are those Boozy Bucks?
I've got the classic Trivia Pursuit box.
Oh, those are the questions.
Yeah, the classic Trivia Pursuit questions. I actually have the actual game over here, but we don't need the whole game. We just need the questions.
Well, hold up the lid so I can see which version it is.
The original version. This is
wow.
The original classic Trivial Pursuit version. What is going on? Closing some okay, that's what it's trying to tell me. It's telling me to close some apps. Our chat feature is not functioning the way it is supposed to. It's not bringing up the comments the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to.
I have to look at the chat on YouTube.
And it is not treating your audio well at all. You sound fine on your end, but on the output it is sounding weird. Try talking again. I just closed the chat function. I can see the chat over here on the side. They can see the chat. I do need to open up a chat window so that I can type in chat. I need to be able to type the question in. So let me see if I can do that real quick. Lisa, did you know that we have distillery updates for this week?
That we have distillery updates for this week, and they are very exciting.
Oh, I wish you could hear what I'm hearing. Oh, it's awful. Okay, I'm going to mute you for a second. I'm going to put you in timeout. It's not your fault, but I'm putting you in timeout for a second. Put into waiting room. Okay, you're going into the waiting room for a second. Let me work on this. Let me try and solve this issue real quick. I've got to open up a chat window so that I can type. And when I'm opening up the chat window, the computer is acting weird. So bear with me for just a moment. And this is like a strange, like I'm all the way down here now. I got to fix this window. Let's see here. Click on this. Is that how I'm going to fix it? Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to have to fix it. There we go. All right, Lisa will be back in just a minute. Tuna Emperor is in the house. I'm getting one little thing fixed up on the screen. Lisa will be back on screen in just a minute, so calm down, relax. There's two switches I have to flip momentarily, and I'm waiting for those switches to arrive. So while I'm waiting on those switches to arrive, let me talk about. Make sure the audio is okay. Yeah, we're good. Let me talk about distillery updates. So we got some big things going on in the next 4 days, next 7 days. We're gonna go with the next 3 days. In the next 3 days, we got some big things going on at the distillery. The first big thing we have going on at the distillery is the largest music festival we've ever held at the distillery. The first music festival we've ever held at the distillery. You'll see the live video pending on Saturday. It's going to start at noon. We're going to have like 15 bands. It's going to be a huge blowout. We're going to have 2 bars. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be a big, huge event, and that is Saturday. And I've been working all day getting the distillery presentable to the masses. I'll be working all day tomorrow getting the distillery presentable to the masses. And we will have a grand old time at this at the shop. Tomorrow, we're getting in a fresh batch of barrels. And sometime tomorrow afternoon, I will be processing some more straight whiskey. So that we will have some straight whiskey in bottles waiting for the crowds on Saturday. And then we're going to go dark for a week because it's spring break. Family's going on vacation. That's the next week. And then going into next month, April, starting on Fridays in April, we're going to have Friday nights live from the Old Humble Distilling Company. We will have a live band every Friday night in April and every Friday night in May. I've got the first 6 of those nights already booked and set up. Who is playing, you ask? Who is that, you ask? Well, I can tell you. In April, we have on the 8th, we have Greg Day. On the 22nd, we have Don May. On the 29th, we have Greg Day again. We have Ryan Adam Wells tentatively scheduled for the 1st and the 15th. And then we've got, in May, we've got Don May coming back on the 13th. And then we've got another band, which I have just started talking to today, that has called dibs on 2 of the weekends in May. And I've put out a request to our very own JB Zay to join us as well. So there you go. We got a bunch of folks waiting. Let's see if I can get Lisa back in here and if her audio is going to behave itself. Close this. Is that the button I need to do to close it? Lisa, are you back? You're back, by the way. Wake up. Welcome back, Lisa.
So happy to be here. So happy.
I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping it sounds better in real life than it sounds on my headphones. This is dreadful. Lisa, you have no idea how bad this sounds in my ears right now. It's not your fault. Not your fault. Listen to that. You hear that noise? That's awful. Okay. Hold on one second. Back to the waiting room. One more time. I got to get this chat window open so that I can type the answers to the questions in. Give me just one more second. So that's the stuff going on in May or April and May. The Old Humble Roadshow kicks back into full gear in the last 2 weeks of the month as well. I've got the last 2 weeks of March. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stores scheduled or requested to be scheduled for tastings of our newly released Double Oak Straight Rye. That's this one. I hope this video looks better than it's looking on my screen too. It is not looking better. This is bad. Hold on. I got this. We just need to pop this chat out. As soon as the chat pops out, I can get some stuff fixed up and cleaned. Come on. Maybe if I minimize that. We'll start there. All right, guys. And tonight, of course, is our trivia night, and we're going to start doing trivia nights on a weekly, well, not weekly basis, but we're going to do it on a near weekly basis. 2 or 3 times a month, we're going to do trivia nights on Thursday nights, and we're also going to be doing trivia nights on at the distillery itself. It's just a matter of making sure we can schedule it in between our happy hours and maybe the live happy hours Maybe we'll be able to do them both. Maybe we'll be able to have online participants as well as in-person participants. But of course, uh, prizes awarded would be, I guess we could do prizes awarded local, in person, and prizes awarded online as well. We could do two different sets of prizes. We could probably do that. Okay, well, screw this. I'm closing. Y'all, I guess I could just, I could use, I will use my phone as the chat box. We will work that out. And now it froze. Full on frozen. Full on frozen. We are getting technical difficulty theater. This is infuriating. Lisa, we did a test. We did a test show on Monday, and it worked just fucking fine. All right, let's get Lisa back in. Where's the button? There's the button. Lisa, return. Is that the one? Blue? Yeah, that's the one. Close you. All right, Lisa, are you back in the house?
I hope so.
I see you. I hear you. I don't see you yet. There you are. You are back in the
see
house.
you.
You're back in the house. I see you. I hear you. Everything looks okay on my screen. Waiting for it to appear on the. You sound fantastically.
Thank you.
On the output.
Good.
I've got my chat box here. I can type the questions into the phone. We may not need to put the question up in chat. If I give it enough time, give it enough of a lag between the question asked, we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. But we've done the distillery updates. Lisa, you want to get Unhinged done and knocked out? There it is again.
The distillery updates?
I did the distillery updates. I think I'm done with the distillery updates. I did the all the way down to the road show that's kicking back into gear at the end of March. The April shows, the chat, the live shows in April and May, the stuff that's going to be going on at the distillery. I mean, all the stuff. I mean, I think we're all set. That's everything that I know of.
So you talked about Saturday.
You have to say that one more time. What?
Did you talk about Saturday?
I did talk about Saturday, the music fest coming up in 2 days. Yep.
Did you talk about Saturday? Rye whiskey in stores?
I talked about Saturday. The rye whiskey is in stores as of the first. I talked about that last week. I'll talk about that again this week. You can get our whiskey in
talk
stores
about it again.
All over the state of Texas. It's here in Houston at about 10 stores. It's in Austin, and I think it's in one store in Dallas. So it's Dallas, Houston. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I don't think it's at a store in Dallas. It's in Houston and it's in Austin. But we will be getting in additional stores with our second distributor starting, well, later this month. At least that's the plan. So we'll get all this shit worked out. It takes time to roll them out. It takes time to roll them out into the stores, especially when you have one distributor that is not entirely competent. And you have a second distributor that is eager and motivated, but slow. But we're working it out. We're getting it all slowly and steadily worked out. So there you go. You can look back earlier this week. We've done 4 other shows. We did our 5? No, today's Thursday. Today's the 4th day. So we did our 100,000 view quest for 100,000 view update. You can catch that from Monday. We did a happy hour Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. We talked about updates on Ukraine. We talked about gas prices, which was a lively and fun discussion. Because
I missed that.
Yeah, the solution to the gas problems is that it's more complicated than that. And there's a whole lot of other shit going on. So it's not just a matter of opening up a pipeline or digging more holes, because it's not that simple. It's not that easy. There's a whole lot more involved in the matrix of that. And that was Tuesday night. And then last night we talked about we had another rundown with cancel culture. Just chatting about that last night, and that was fun. That conversation went long, much longer than I anticipated it going. I thought I'd be wrapped up in an hour, and we went damn near for 3 or 2, 2.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. good talks,
Wow.
good fun happy hours. I miss doing that in bars. You know, strangers are weird. I don't like talking to strangers anymore unless it's in a store. Um, but talking to strangers online is just fine. It works out good. And oftentimes the people online are even stranger than the people in person. Uh, but it was good talks, all of it good talks. We had fun. And now, of course, trivia night tonight, the big party show. Lisa, we're giving out prizes tonight.
We're giving out prizes.
Three
We're
of them.
giving out Boozy Bucks.
Yeah, we're doing three. We're giving out Boozy Bucks, $20 in Boozy Bucks for first place. Second place is 15. No, wait, I take that back. It's 15 for first place, 10 for second place, and 5 for third place. And the prizes are cumulative, so you can like roll them forward from week to week to week to week. Every time we do this, you can add more to your tally, and you get 30 Boozy Bucks. You can buy buy a bottle of whiskey. $40 pays for shipping and handling as well. So there you go. Should I?
Should you?
I'm still debating in my head whether I should make it 20 versus 15. First place should be 20. We'll do 20, 10, and 5.
Okay.
Because we can do 20, 10, and 5. That way, if you win twice, you can get a bottle of whiskey if you win twice. But if you can't win first place, you're gonna have to win 3 times. But you got to win. If you win first place twice, you get a bottle of whiskey. I think that's fair. You can get first place and second place, and that's enough to buy a bottle of whiskey plus, kick in $5 for shipping, and you're good. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Your audio is horrible. We're getting it, and it's not happening over here. There's no render lag. There's no delay. There's no any lag on my side. I'm getting when you speak into the mic, it sounds like you're talking into a fan. It's this awful sound, and I could not understand what you just said. All right, Lisa's gonna go fix whatever that is. I hope she fixes whatever that is, because she's got she will have what's it called? Unhinged coming up in just a minute.
Unhinged Chronicles.
Yes.
Did that fix it?
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. What'd you do?
I turned off the air purifier.
No. It's not.
I had moved in here.
It's not a noise in the background.
Usually my bedroom.
Okay, good. Do this. Talk again.
Okay.
Okay. I think that might.
It's not a noise in the background.
I'm lowering. I'm playing with the control over here. Maybe that'll help. I'm not. Did Tuna win a bottle for last week's trivia? No, Tuna did not win the bottle for last week's trivia. It was Cindy who won the bottle for last week's trivia. Peg Rosnack is that Peg Rosnack Hill is in the house. I'm gonna scroll up through chat real quick and see if I see any new faces or new names. We've got Tuna. If I can't get this fixed, Lisa, I'm gonna have to cut you out if I can't get this fixed. This is. I mean, turn on YouTube. You'll hear what I'm hearing. If you turn on YouTube and like listen to it in the background, it's on your side. Well, hang on. Oh, that's me in the background there. Okay. So, okay, Lisa, what do you have for us with Unhinged Chronicles? That's me in the background.
Now I have to find that.
Okay, you're gonna. Well, there's Peg again. Hi, Peg. She's back. Well, we have Peg. We have a Peg. A Miss Peg Hill in Peg Runya. Rusnak. Cheers to you in chat. I've actually got my cocktail already poured and ready to go.
Me too. Oh.
right.
You disabled participant screen sharing.
I did. I didn't. I never enabled
Yeah,
participant screen sharing.
Not gonna work well if you don't let me share my screen.
Hold on a second. There we
So
go.
Peg and I went to happy hour tonight.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And I was telling her about our show.
Yeah.
She's like, told her about Unhinged, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to tune in."
The audio just stabilized. So let's not touch anything.
Okay.
Sit perfectly still. Don't touch anything. Your audio just stabilized. I don't know what the hell was going on with your audio, but now it's better.
Okay.
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 So
It was some kind of weird interference. It was like, yeah, it sounded like waves that were fighting each other. It was really strange. I did not like that. All right. John Jacobs is in the house. So we've got some competitors tonight. Some legit competitors. So let's get on with the Unhinged and get on with our trivia because we're gonna ask 10 trivia questions. That's how it's gonna be. We're gonna have 10 trivia questions. The person with the most answers wins first place. The most correct answers, and then we have second, then we have third, and and then I will record the winners in my handy dandy calendar.
I'll keep score for you.
Yeah. No
and
preview.
then you can record the winners.
Nope. Yep. Sure. Something like that. Let's do Unhinged and get it done, and then get on with the show. Get on with the trivia portion of the show, rather.
You enable participant sharing.
I did. I thought I did. It's back. It is back. Anyway, go ahead. Are you frozen?
No.
Okay. You're just not moving.
Apparently, my system.
All right. So we're just gonna sit here in silence while
Yeah.
some files. I guess we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna sit here and stare at the screen just for a minute.
Yeah. Just stare.
So the trivia that we're using tonight is classic 1980s Trivial Pursuit trivia. This is the box. This is
Did it show up?
Oh, I'm kind of frozen. Oh, because you're putting up a thing. Waiting for it. I just saw a flash. We're almost there. Everything is frozen. Oh, there's Unhinged. We got it. Okay. I need to adjust the screen size so that we can make sure we have it. There's Lisa's Unhinged Chronicles. Let's do it to it, Lisa.
Okay.
Okay.
This is March 10th, 2022.
March 10th, 2022.
And so at the end of February, I went to Disneyland. And Bumble uses a travel mode. So I picked up some quality material from California, as well as in the Houston area. So we have some regional variety this week. So our first candidate says in his about me, and this guy is in the Houston area. He says, I'm an unmasked, unvaxxed, unafraid alpha male in touch with my emotions. I love animals, appreciate nature, and openly fight against the evils in the world to protect my daughters.
Jesus Christ. He's all over the map.
And then in response to the prompt, the coca side of my heart is, it's through the vena cava. Clever.
Oh, that's clever. Because that's like the main artery in your neck, right?
I think so. Yeah, I did not bother to go and refresh my anatomy.
I'm going to look it up really quick. Okay. VENA-CAVA. Inferior vena cava. It's the large vein that carries deoxygenated blood from the lower and middle body. Vena cava Yeah, that's like one of the big arteries that goes up into the heart from the legs, I think.
So
Drains
he,
into the right atrium. Source is the test renal so vena cava inferior. Uh, from the lower half of the body. I wonder if he's saying like the quickest way to his heart is through the veins in his penis.
that maybe he is a little more clever than what I thought. But this
It's
is
a
not the first time I have seen this answer. So
it's a large retro peritoneal vein that lies posterior to the abdominal cavity and runs along the right side of the vertebral column. So no, I guess it's not the vein in your penis. It's Latin for vein and hollow vein. It goes up the left side. Did it say the left side of your body? The right side of your body and into your
I know
heart. So there you go.
okay, cool.
It's the vein in the picture of his human head. No, that's just a big old head muscle.
Just
Weirdo.
yeah, it's just a
All right.
yes, yes. So alpha male fighting against the evils to protect his daughters instead of, teaching his daughters to be
Sounds like a
independent
peach.
and strong and defend themselves.
Sounds like a full on peach.
So, yes, I've nicknamed him Archie Bunker.
Good one.
Hey. So, our next candidate tonight, remember, you get to vote for the Fumblebee of the Week.
Right.
So, 5 candidates. Number 1. Our second candidate says, I love watching COD. I work as an electronics tech, build and repair medical equipment. Currently working on being a gym rat so I can get down to my fighting weight for a UFC showdown someday at a big payoff. Folks, this guy is 43.
He's like that dude from Here Comes the Pain. What is that Kevin not Kevin Hart movie, the Kevin James movie. Bring the pain, bring the boom. Here comes the boom. He's like that dude. He's like a middle-aged math teacher or whatever the hell he teaches, science teacher, and he's like, I'm gonna raise money for the school and gets 40,000. It's basically Animal House, but instead of having a big party, he joins the UFC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, generally speaking, that's not a good thing to do when you're. It's not a good career to start when you're that age.
It's really not a good career.
Oh, it's a good career for a young man.
There's a lot of head injuries that cause a lot of problems later. So yeah, gonna skip this one. So besides, for some reason, he's located in Athens, Texas, which is not very close to Houston.
It's not close to Houston. Athens is a good ways off. That's a hell of a drive.
So this is our UFC hopeful.
Yeah. Full on.
Yeah.
Full on delusional. Next up is
next up is who I call Mr. Dunning-Kruger. He says, intelligent enough to choose conservatism over liberalism any day of the week. If you voted for Biden, you look like a real idiot and have no reason to brag about your education level. Wickedly smart IT professional who's a hell of a lot more interesting than that Dos Equis beer guy. Just saying.
Yeah. He's only 5'10". He's got issues. The whole world's looking down on him. We all have
issues.
That
So
nails on a chalkboard.
But yeah, I'm not gonna be able to have a conversation with this guy without him getting really mad at me.
Yeah, this guy falls into that community standards folder.
Okay, fair enough. But like I said, I called him Mr. Dunning-Kruger. Are you familiar with this? The Dunning-Kruger effect, where the people who, think they know everything
Uh-huh.
realize that they don't know everything, and those who realize that they don't know everything actually know more than what they think they do.
Right. When you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're almost never the smartest person in the room.
Right.
When you
So,
when you know you're not the smartest person in the room, no, you just might be the smartest person in the room. Ironic enough.
right. So, anyway, yes, this is Mr. Dunning-Kruger. Our next candidate for Fumblebee of the Week.
And you got these guys on your phone when you were in California?
No, not
Okay.
all of
This
that.
wasn't just California guys, because I was about to say,
No,
like,
this one's Texas. This one's Houston,
yeah.
Texas.
Ah,
Can't remember this one. But anyway, the next one is from Texas.
all right, so what we got?
Hello, I
48.
am very single, nice, and a hard worker.
Mm.
I am just looking for a woman to give me a footsie job.
A footsie job.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. It's
Okay.
what you think it is.
I know. I imagine it is exactly what it sounds like it is. It's just
With your feet,
it's an interesting thing to lead with.
right? But I mean,
Like, I don't
that's
want
all
you
he's
to
looking
touch
for.
it. I just want you to rub your smelly feet on it, and then
Right.
let's do some other stuff. Ew, no, I don't even want your. Ugh, no,
No, but
gross. Putting a
like,
stranger's feet on your dong? Come on, dude. That's gross.
you know,
I mean, I
this,
don't mean to kink shame or anything, but that's just yuck. You got to go. Ugh. Of course, I
yeah,
guess there's worse things to put on it. I mean, you don't know where that butthole's been.
he's very single.
I
I
can
can't
imagine.
imagine why.
I wonder if a 48-year-old dude on Bumble is single because he's been single his whole life, or if he's single because he's working on wife number 3.
Don't know, but
Inquiring minds want to know. Let's get this guy on the phone. What's his phone number? I know you
don't
matched
have
it.
it. Swipe left.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, y'all, there are websites for this. There are apps for this. If this is what you're looking for, they're out there. I'm sure.
There are specific services.
Get off of Bumble, please.
Specific.
Or
God.
Wait, this may have been Facebook dating. This looks like Facebook dating.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
And not
Facebook dating.
yellow. That's not Bumble. So
Pin
sorry,
job.
sorry, Bumble. But Facebook dating, again, very mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, relatively. Yeah, true. All right. So what's next? Number
So
45. Mr. Number 45.
That was Footsie guy.
Or Mr.
So,
Age 45.
Mr. He's seeking a spiritual connection based on trust and respect. He starts out okay. And then every master needs a horny little pet. Me in 3 words: nerdy, geeky, naughty.
Uh-huh.
Passion and laughter are what I'm about. I have a big heart and will cuddle you so hard. LOL. Devoted to having fun and living life. Always a Southern gentleman.
Always a Southern gentleman who needs a horny little pet. Those two things are 100%.
Wait for Joe. Wait. I'm a daddy dom, and kinky for those whom are interested.
Southern
I am
gentleman and a daddy
interest, hobbies, and goals.
Nice.
I'm an adult and don't require your validation or approval of my thoughts, feelings, or behaviors. Well, that's good because I'm out.
He's got, damn, these people are all over the fucking map. I love it when it's always like these, I don't want to say degenerate. That's probably overly harsh, but it's like, I want to be your master and I don't care what you think. The whole fuck your feelings crowd that are always so like tender and sensitive about like they don't want your validation because they don't need it and fuck your feelings. It's like it sounds like you're asking for help. It really does. You're all tough and strong on the other, like a burned up marshmallow is what they sound like. They're all nice and soft and gushy on the inside, but on the outside it's just a burned up little crust of sadness. Golly. But yeah, I mean,
All right.
he sounds like he'd be fun on a weekend. I bet he has some really good ideas for shops that sell leather. If you want some leather garments,
Atlas straps.
maybe some chaps. Yeah, yeah. I've got a funny story about looking. Okay, I was.
About what?
It was a birthday present for my lovely wife. I was thinking a leather jacket, nice handbag, a purse, a nice leather purse, some boots, something like that. And there was this store down the way, down the road from this shop, little shop that I would eat lunch at. There was this little store down the way. It was uh, what it was called was Leather Shop. And I'm like, that sounds like perfect. Get something for my lovely wife. So I eat my sandwich. I walk 3 doors down to the leather shop and I pop in. And I swear to God, it is a dude with no shirt and the leather suspenders and the big hairy chest and belly and the leather policeman's hat and he was wearing jeans and the chaps. And I walk in the door. He goes, "You don't look like you belong here. What can we do for you?" And I looked around and I was looking for something for my wife, but this doesn't look like the kind of store that would sell something for her. It looks like they sell something for me, though. He's like, "Yep, that's usually our clientele." Like, that's cool. Nope, this isn't what this isn't what it was. I'm- It was a cool shop though, but they did not have anything for my lovely wife. Everything was in men's sizes. So,
Okay.
so there you go.
So it's time to vote for our Fumblebee of the Week.
Oh, and yes, that shop was on Westheimer. That should have been my first.
Of course it was. I had no question about this.
Like half a block off of Montrose. Like I should have known, but I was oblivious. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about the geography. Okay, let's talk about our Fumblebee contestants.
So,
Jesus.
yeah. So A was Archie Bunker, who is an alpha male and is defending his daughters
Alpha
against
male.
all the evils in the world.
I'm sorry. Nobody that declares themselves to be an alpha male is an alpha male. Not a single one. Anyway.
So B is our UFC hopeful who thinks he's gonna, you know, get a big payout.
The 45-year-old, no, 43-year-old UFC hopeful. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. C is Mr. Dunning-Kruger, who, if you voted for Biden, he thinks you don't have a right to brag about your education. And
Mr. Dunning-Kruger, who was smart enough to vote for people who attempted a coup.
Right.
So, bravo.
Yeah. So the U.S. Attorney's Office just got their first conviction this week. Cheers.
Yes.
And then D was the guy, the footsie guy.
Who wants a foot, not a footsie, he wants a foot job. Or a footsie job. There's a second part of that.
He said a footsie job.
Yeah. That's
And then there is nerdy, geeky, naughty guy.
nerdy,
Dom,
geeky, naughty
little pet.
Dom. Southern gentleman Dom. He's a Dom DeLuise. I'm sorry. A Dom DeLaHote. He's a proper Southern gentleman who will smack you with a riding crop. Dom DeLaHote.
So, and keep in mind that, let's see, was this on Bumble? This one wasn't on Bumble, was he?
Oh, God.
No, he was on Facebook.
All right.
So, yeah, I know. But on my Bumble profile, in my About Me, the word vanilla appears as a single sentence. Vanilla, period.
All right.
So I think I'm getting better at filtering out some of those things. So I think I maybe need to go and do that on my Facebook dating profile.
You should set up a whole separate account just to collect this shit. I mean, I know you. I know you managed to collect the weirdos on your account anyway.
Yeah.
But like, I would love to see an account that is tailor made for collecting these weirdos. you put in all the right stuff. Like, I'm a naughty girl that wants to get spanked, or you my spanking daddy, or whatever kind of crap. I mean, your profile is actually intended to catch people who are not degenerate dirtbags. Um,
That's
but
the intent.
yeah, but I guess you catch enough flies with this, with just being there. Like, whatever.
Wow.
Just existing. That's the meme. Me existing, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
you want to fuck? It's like, God.
So how are we doing in
This
chat? I can't
this
see
is an
my
Arby's.
YouTube chat right now.
We've got a vote for A, a vote for F, a vote for C.
There is
Uh,
no F.
oh, none of the above. John Jacobs is on none of the above. So
Does he understand how this game works?
yeah, I know. You can't not. I mean, you can not vote, but you can't vote. You can't actively not vote. You have to passively not vote.
I
That's how
mean,
that works.
it's for the bumblebee of the week. This is like I'm not matching with these guys.
They're all so great, but I would have to if I'm breaking the tie, which I am. And Tuna, we have seen Lisa's profile. Lisa's profile was done. I think it was back in December or early January. I can't remember. When did we do that show?
Yeah,
Love
I
is in
thought
the
it was
air.
before the end of the year.
It's Love is in the air.
Before the end of the year, because it was when we had.
It was called Love is
It was before
Online.
we had that event at the distillery, the Sunday truck.
Yeah. That was November. So it was like Love is Online, and it was back. Yeah, it was early November. That's when it was. And it was a rather popular show. I'll add.
Oh.
Social Constructs. I don't even. Love is in the air. Episode 11 from 3 months ago. It was episode 11. So if you want to see her profile, that's where it's at. We did a whole show about it.
One, maybe we do that in a couple weeks.
Well, yeah, we could do it again. We could absolutely do it again. Okay, if I were voting, and it's tied between A and C, I would vote for A because
did Peg vote?
I did not see Peg's vote. No. And there's 3 votes and 5 in chat. One of them's me, so that doesn't really count. But I did not see Peg's vote. No. But if I were breaking that tie between A and C, I would be voting for A because anybody that calls themselves an alpha male is definitely not an alpha male. And that man is definitely the worst of the best of the week. Or the best of the worst? No, the worst of the worst. That's what it is. The worst of the best bad guys. That's it. Yeah. He's the worst of the best bad guys. I would go with A. So that's the tiebreaker.
So I have a little bonus this week.
Bonus?
This is part of, a little bonus. This is the exact opposite of a bumblebee. So
all right.
So about me said,
oh
yeah, that's the
we're just gonna, there it is.
And he was super cute and like totally would have swiped right, except that he lives in California.
Well,
from Detroit, but I moved here from Miami in 2015. I have one daughter that I co-parent with, which we'll talk about. Grammar there is not so great. But anyway, says I'm former military and now I work at the VA hospital, giving back to the veteran community. Okay. If you don't like tacos, it's not going to work. Amen. So anyway, he goes on to say that he's a real nerd about fountain pens. I'm like, okay, yeah, I dig this. I like pens too. I haven't really gotten into the whole fountain pen obsession yet. I hear it's dangerous and expensive. Yeah. It's meant to be. We both like carne asada street tacos and you have a passport. It's expired right now, but I can fix that. So, but yes, I do like carne asada street tacos. And his most useless skill is gleeking. Okay, yes, that is useless.
A particular useless skill,
more about himself.
Yeah. See, I could
Yeah.
never do that on
So
purpose.
anyway, but yeah, this is one that I totally would have typed right on.
Yeah. Well, when you're visiting a foreign country like California,
Like California.
you should certainly sample from the local cuisine. So I wouldn't, it would be perfectly appropriate to swipe right for a weekend. That would be perfectly appropriate. You should have. Absolutely. I would have given you permission. Although I would see I'm the kind of guy that would be like, I'm okay with tacos. They're fine. I mean, they're fine.
Okay, with what?
Like tacos are fine, whatever. I don't not like them, but I don't like care about them. It's like if there are tacos, I'll eat them, but I won't go seek them out. I'm that kind of guy. I'd rather have a burger. So there you go. Or a hot dog or a burrito. I'd much rather have a burrito than a taco. But that's a matter of semantics, a soft shell
Hey,
taco versus a hard shell taco. But anyway, all right. So
I mean, a soft is really
your
a
audio,
tiny burrito.
that audio is fucking terrible.
I said a soft taco is really just a tiny burrito.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's not. I mean, there are specific criteria for a perfect burrito,
We
and
have discussed
and
the
we have
criteria
discussed
for a
this. This
perfect
is a
burrito.
public record matter, and I am still in the camp of tacos are second rate to burritos, and enchiladas I could deal with. I could totally do without enchiladas. Um, enchiladas,
Not without cheese enchiladas made with American cheese. I
yeah,
just can't.
the one that starts with a T, to not tortillas, the
Tostadas?
no, the ones that are like wrapped up in the corn husk.
Tamale.
Tamales. Yeah, I could totally do without those two. I don't care. I mean, when you're really drunk and kind of hungry and you need to sober up before you leave the bar, it is always great when Abuelita comes through with like the giant tray. I don't know how the frick those little teeny tiny women carry those freaking trays all the way up and down the roads. Those chicks are amazing, but
I really question your palate. So you didn't like the roasted Brussels sprouts. You didn't like the sauteed Brussels sprouts. You didn't like the Brussels sprout salad. You don't like enchiladas.
I didn't say I don't like enchiladas. I could do without enchiladas. I'll
You
eat
can
them.
do. You can live without enchiladas.
I could
You can live
absolutely
without
live
tamale.
without them.
I just like.
In fact, I can't remember the last time I had one. That's been how long it's been since I've had an enchilada. Get this off the screen. Let's talk. But yeah, I can't remember. And it's not that I don't like them. It's just that, it's like there's so many great food options. Where did my Zoom go?
I don't know where your Zoom went.
The screen is refreshing now. Are you still there? Hello, Lisa. Are you still there? It's me. Hello, Lisa. It's me. Are you still there? There you are. It's like everything's cycling through right now, and I don't know what's happening. This is awesome. Frame rate just dropped. Our render rate is slow. Our encoding rate is doing well. Everything's just like cycling right now. I can see my audio. I don't know if my audio is actually coming through. We did not try sharing files on our test. But there we go. We're back. Lisa's almost back. Everything just cycled through there for a second. I don't know what the hell was going on. But yeah, like I was saying, it's not that I don't like them. It's just there's so many great food options out there that are better than them. I could totally do without uh, enchiladas. I could totally do without. I could, you know, totally do without that stuff. It's not that it's not that it's bad. It's just that there's better food to be had, and I would rather eat the better food. Except for Brussels sprouts, those are bad.
They're not
They
bad.
are.
They're delicious.
Well, you're right. They're not bad because that would be like saying the ocean's big. It would be such an understatement. They are dreadful. They're the worst. They're absolute worst. Even when you do them well, and make them well, they still taste bad. It's just, you know. But I can say, I can say legitimately and honestly, they taste slightly better than hunger. Slightly better than starving. So
They were delicious.
I
We
mean,
did this maple balsamic vinegar reduction and, paired maple and peppered bacon with it. They were amazing.
I mean, you can say that, but I ate them. I can tell you that that is not true. I can confirm that it is absolutely 100% untrue. But I can also confirm that they were done well. I just didn't like them. So not much you can do if you know.
True. I mean, you
It's like
thank you bites. That was the
yeah, it's like when you get in a fight at the bar and you tell the guy, that was really excellent form that you had while you were kicking me in the nuts, but it still hurt like a kick to the nuts. But you had good form while you did it. Bravo. Let me shake your hand as soon as I stop throwing up. That's what it was like.
Okay, so I'm catching up on the
Yeah,
comments.
that by the way was a compliment. Uh, Now, John Jacobs has just he has introduced turnips to the chat.
Okay, I'm not there yet. I'm still catching up.
Yeah,
And
and
Tuna's commentary
ew.
on the Bumblebee candidates this week is gold.
Yes, it was. I was reading through it and laughing the whole time. I wish the Twidget app was working properly. I really, truly do. I had it working properly this weekend. I had it working properly yesterday, as a matter of fact. But it was not, for some reason, working properly today. I'm going to see if I can get it to work properly now, which means everything on the screen is going to get fucked up again. But we're going to try it one more time. And possibly it will work.
Tuna, I am not your Princess Leia to your Jabba the Hutt.
That was a good one. That was a truly good one. Okay, so we've got 10 questions. I will pull out 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 from that end of the deck.
10.
We'll have 10 questions. We may need more than 10, but we'll have 10 questions. Yeah, I'm not. This app is not working. It's a cool little widget, a cool little plugin that allows me to post chat to the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I did it all yesterday. 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 2 more cards, 2 more questions that I will have queued up, ready to go. We have our 10 questions drawn from the deck, from the box. We are ready. I should have a screen that we pop up. Ba-bam! Trivia. But we don't. And Zoom is being slow now on the render. So that render lag you're seeing on the screen is not my render software on the stream. It's actually Zoom that's causing the problem, which is frustrating. I'll get all this shit worked out. I'm getting closer. I'm zeroing in on the solution. At least we can have the multicam system up and running for the first time properly and well. Are we ready for trivia? Are we ready for trivia? Are we ready?
I am ready for trivia.
Are we ready for some trivia? Chat, are y'all ready for trivia? Are y'all ready for this? So there obviously are answers on the cards. There are 6 questions, as you can see. What was that? There are 6 questions, as you can see, from 1986 trivia. There it is, and 6 answers, obviously, on the back. What we will do, or what I will do, is I will roll the 6-sided chance cube to determine what the question will be. of our 10 cards that we have drawn. And then you will answer the question in chat. I will type the question out in chat. You will answer the question in chat. And then the people with the correct answer will get the points. The people with the incorrect answer will not get the points. It's that simple. And if the answer is close to the question, like for example, if the answer is like Sicily, like on this card, and you say Italy, that is not a correct answer because Italy and Sicily are not the same thing. If the answer is Texas and you say the United States, those are not the same answer. That is not correct. But if the answer is like Lee Harvey Oswald and you say Lee Oswald or Lee Harvey, well, probably not Lee Harvey, but if you just say Oswald or Lee Oswald, I'll probably accept that answer, and I will let Lisa help me with the judging of the answers to make sure that I'm being fair and not a draconian dipshit.
I will need a final arbiter.
Are we ready, boys and girls? Are we ready?
I think we just have boys tonight.
Is Peg not a girl?
Peg had to leave.
She made like a tree
and leave
and got out of here. God, Peg. Fucking worst. Okay, I need to pour myself a quick drink. Because as the game master and MC Boozy Jeff, are we ready to rumble? All right, first question, rolling the chance cube, is category number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is science and nature. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. All right. What cluster of stars is also known as the plow or the wagon? Is also known as the plow or the wagon. Questions in chat, you now have, what do we give them, a minute? I can't remember. A minute to answer. Put your answer in the thing. And I will start the timer now. Go! What cluster of stars is also known as the plow or the wagon? What?
That's cluster, not luster.
What did I write? Oh, I didn't write. I just
stars have a bit of a luster.
What cluster of stars is also known as the plow or the wagon? Ooh, these questions are much harder than last week's questions. I think. Well, maybe not. Science and nature.
So?
But we're only going to get like a minute and a half because I don't want them looking this shit up. I know how y'all cheat. What cluster of stars?
Yeah, honor code here, folks.
Because they could actually just like copy the question and paste it into Google. That'd be easy. That'd actually be very easy. That'd be much easier than typing it in yourself. What cluster of stars is also known as the plow or the wagon? Let's see here. We are at the 1 minute and 10 second mark. I will give you just another 15 seconds now, and we will wrap this question up. What cluster of stars is known as the plow or the wagon? Get your answers in. We have one.
One from John Jacobs.
Yeah, Tuna's in the house. Lisa, you could, I suppose, answer as well because you are. Oh, in fact, I'll give you a chance to answer the question before I give the answer to the question.
Okay, that sounds good.
That way you can participate and not give it up. Okay, Lisa, answer the question. What is the cluster of stars that is also known as the plow or the wagon?
I think John Jacobs is right. I think it's the Big Dipper or Ursa Major.
Big Dipper, also known as well, Big Dipper is a part of Ursa Major, and John Jacobs comes in with the first correct answer of the night. Nobody else answered. Nobody else even tried. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna shame you all. But hey, if John Jacobs is the only one playing, OBS.
We'll give him
He
1
gets a
point.
John
So-
Jacobs gets a point. Takes the lead, a commanding lead of 1. That is the answer to the question. Big Dipper. There it is. See? Big Dipper. I put it up there just so it's there, but not so that it's in focus. Genius. Brilliant. I'm so smart. And yeah, that is it is an interesting fact that constellations have different names with different cultures in different parts of the world. Because Australians or indigenous Australians, they don't know who Orion is, and they don't care because they have never seen that particular constellation in the sky. This one is a number 3. Number 3, and number 3 is history. The yellow category, history. History. There it is, history. All right, the question is, are we ready for this? Everybody
We're ready.
All right. What was the name of the German Republic, 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 that preceded Hitler's regime? And I've got to do some things to that particular name because of filters. But y'all know who it is. But name the German Republic that preceded Hitler's regime. And the timer starts. No. So there you go. History question. Boop, there's the history card. Name the German Republic. Name the German Republic that preceded. This is basic History Channel shit, but it's also 2022, so maybe it's something that the kids these days don't know. I don't know. And yes, I just unironically said kids these days because we have the first answer from John Jacobs. JJ in the house. Sorry. John Jacobs comes in, and there are certain words that have been pre-banned in chat to prevent trolls from joining the chat to be dicks. Hitler is one of those words. So if your response has the word Hitler in it, you're going to have to be creative in the same way that I was creative in the question. But y'all are smart people. You can figure it out. Name the regime that preceded Hitler's regime in Germany. Now we are at the minute 21 mark, minute 22. That is we'll call it a minute and a half. The Tuna Emperor just gave you a catfish, and you became Finby. Oh, okay. Y'all are doing your silly role plays. I really do love when chat gets active and fun. I thoroughly enjoy that. Y'all, I thoroughly enjoy when y'all carry on your own conversation, and then I can be over here doing my stupid monologues, and y'all are like over there like talking about cars or whatever. It cracks me up because I'll watch it as I'm talking, and it just absolutely cracks me up. But we're at the 2-minute mark, and that is time enough for answers to have gotten in if they are coming in. Lisa, do you have an answer to the question?
Weimar Republic.
That is 100% correct. It was the Weimar.
Credit to John Jacobs for his.
That was a very creative answer, yes, but no, it was the Weimar Republic, and it was a good guess. The Deutsch Reich would have been a proper. I mean, it was a proper description. German Reich regime, but it was the Weimar Republic. There's the answer on the card itself. Um, and that is no points.
I was gonna go with that pronunciation of juice, right?
But no points, and you were an embarrassment to your tribe. Change your name. All your children look like me. All right. Let's move on to the next. Nobody got that, right?
Nobody got that.
But right now, with a lead of 1, John Jacobs has the command of the board. Geography is the is we have a number 1 on the die, so geography is the question for tonight's trivia. Holy Jesus, these questions are like college level. The people were much smarter in the 80s with these trivia questions, because this is like, I mean, first off, if you ask this question in a trivia game today, you would have to be all like explaining the thing in the question. Where is the International Court of Justice? Where is the International Court of Justice? So yeah, if they ask this question today, they'd have to be all like, the International Court of Justice is blah 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 blah, established with international war crimes and blah 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 blah. They, like, in the 80s, they were just like, you know, explain where Brandenburg is, like, just assuming you already know it, and just like explain this thing. And you're like, oh, well, that, my friend. Okay, so we got the question. Criminal Court of Justice. And I mean, it doesn't help that the United States isn't a member of the International Criminal Court of Justice, or a signatory to the International Court of Justice. So it's like not a thing that we even know about or talk about, but because it just isn't a part of our international constructions. We know about NATO. We know about the United Nations. We know about the EU because we trade with the EU. But after that, nobody in the United States knows about the League of Eastern African States. We don't know about that. Nobody has a clue. They know it's in Eastern Africa, probably based on the name. But beyond that, they're like, I don't know, what is that, Australia? Like, fucking morons. No. Anyway, what was it? Where were we at? The question. Where is the International Court of Justice? Lisa, you're a lawyer. Do you know the answer to this question?
I do know the answer to this.
I also knew the answer to this question, but I've also gone through this box several times and memorized all the questions and answers. So, that's what I do on my
Yeah, Don Jacobs is right. It is The Hague.
Well, I haven't. Okay, yeah, we're done. Nobody
Yeah,
else.
we're done.
Nobody else is. Nobody
Over a
else is
minute and a half.
Yeah, barely. Jeez. The Hague. I'll put it in chat.
I mean,
and it is actually not. And just to be like semantics, it's not Hague. It's The Hague. GUE. That's the proper name, not only to the answer but also to the geography itself. It is the.
Well, we're gonna give this to John.
Oh yeah. He gets it. He gets it right. But I'm just being.
I get to be the final arbiter.
I'm being a semantic semantic ticky-tacky type of nitpicky, that's the word. Yes. The Hague. No, it's not the same thing. It is different, because Hague and The Hague are not the same thing, but I know what you mean. It's fine. All right, let's roll this dice. That also, by the way, is a super
that would be a die.
giant pet peeve of mine, where we're sitting there playing a game and somebody says, can you hand me the dice? And they're like, it's 1. It's a die. Will you quit it? And then they just become assholes, and they're like, it's dice. And you just want to slap them. It is a 4 rolled on the die. I haven't had a duplicate number yet. That is 4 consecutive rolls with 4 different numbers. 5, 3, 1, 4.
Imagine that.
I wonder what the odds are.
Stop.
The odds are actually 1 in 6. Anyway, okay. Number 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is, this is the category that I absolutely despise. Arts and literature. art and literature. The brown category, also known as the shit category in my family, because nobody likes this category. Who created Yertle the turtle? That is the question, and the timer starts now. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Timer's running. Yertle the turtle. Who created Yertle the turtle? I know who Yertle the turtle is. I'm familiar with the character. So this particular question is not a dreadful, hateful, awful question, but I would not have gotten it right. That is how bad I am with arts and leisure or arts and literature. No, it's arts and leisure. No, it's arts and literature. It's sports and leisure. Those are the two different categories. I'm familiar with the character, but I would have gotten the answer completely wrong because I'd be like, I don't know. I don't remember the creator of that particular. I guess it was a book. Yeah, story, whatever you want to call it. Yertle the Turtle. Who created Yertle the Turtle? We have John Jacobs in. I guess Tuna's not playing.
No, Tuna answered this one.
Does he? Did he have an answer?
Tuna says Dr. Seuss.
Oh, that's Tuna who came in with the answer, not Dr. I thought that was John.
John came in with Mattel.
Mattel. Guess. Oh, I see that. It says guess is Mattel. Got it. I was misreading the line. We only have 3 people in chat right now. It sucks. Many more people last week with trivia. And this week we're giving away money. Or at least store credit.
Boozy Bucks. Giving away Boozy Bucks.
And let's call this one at 1:41. The answer is drum roll, Dr. Seuss, USS.
Tuna gets point.
Yes, Tuna gets point.
John Jacobs has 2. Tuna has 1.
That is correct.
Anybody's game.
As I update the tally.
I'm keeping the tally.
Oh, good. That way I don't have to.
That's right.
Yay.
This is a team effort here.
I can just focus on reading, which is my second language. Reading, written words. Spoken word was my first language.
Imagine that.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I'm multi-talented like that. Algebra is my third language. And then music would be I guess music would be my third language. Algebra would be my fourth language. Anyway.
And what's your love language, Joe?
It's somewhere in there with Spanish and German and then French. Love language would be hamburgers.
Be what?
Hamburgers. Or whiskey. Foot jobs. You. Yuck. Gross.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I got to roll the die. Roll the die. This is the first duplicate number we've got, a number 4, which is, oh shit, so arts and literature. The poop. It is the poop category. All right. Oh, see, and this is why I hate this category. Where is Michelangelo's Pieta? Pieta. Where is Michelangelo's Pieta? Spoiler alert, it's in his shorts. Where is Michelangelo's Pieta? That is the question. There it is. If you want to see it on the screen, there it is. The answer, I can see it. Oops. Michelangelo's Pieta. Also, by the way, excellent fighting turtle. Most people do not give him the credit that he deserves for being able to paint and sculpt while being a turtle. That is
a ninja.
Yeah,
turtle.
It is absolutely remarkable, the skill that he had. You can work with those size, I think they're called. Anyway, All right, so we got the first answer in from John Jacob. The Sistine Chapel is what he says. Anybody else? We got Tuna in the house. Tuna, give us the answer or forever hold your pee. I forgot to start the timer, but I'm pretty sure we're probably close to 2 minutes. This is like I said, this is exactly why I hate this. 'Cause I didn't take any art history classes when I was in high school, and this version of Trivial Pursuit did in fact come out when I was in middle school.
You are older than I am.
86. 86 is the date on this box, if I'm not mistaken.
Which was also the Texas sesquicentennial.
Yes, and that was the year that that was my 5th grade year. 86, 85, 86 was my 5th grade year in school, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I can't remember. All right, so the answer to the question, Lisa, do you want to take a stab at this one?
I think
John
Sistine
Jacobs.
Chapel is a really good guess. Really good answer. I'm going to go with the Prado in Spain.
The Grotto in Spain.
Prado.
Prado with a P?
With P.
It is in St. Peter's in Rome. Not the well, I don't know. Is the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica? Those are 2 different places, aren't they?
They're 2 different places.
Because if the Sistine Chapel was St. Peter's, they would both have the same name, right? St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel are 2 different locations, if I'm not mistaken. But that again, perfect reason why I absolutely fucking hate this category. Sistine Chapel. The Sistine Chapel is in Sistine Chapel is a chapel in the Apostolic Palace. It is not St. Peter's. St. Peter's is a different place. So there you go. And Da Vinci painted the Sistine Chapel. It was not Michelangelo. Michelangelo and the Sistine Chapel were 2 different places. Sorry, John Jacobs. Excellent, valiant effort. Yes, Sistine Chapel is. But hang on. Let me double check the fact checking on this. St. Peter's. Where? One more check. I want to see where is Pieta. I mean, it's not going to really matter. You have a commanding lead. Well, no, actually, you don't have that commanding lead. You're what?
Yeah, it's still 2-1,
right? Yeah. Pieta. Pieta is in St. Peter's Basilica, not Sistine Chapel. Those are 2 different locations. They are, in fact, people also searched for Sistine Chapel. They are 2 different places.
Michelangelo did the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, yeah.
Not Da Vinci.
They're very close to each other, apparently.
Da Vinci did not do.
No, yeah, they're 2 different people. I mean, we know this. One was a turtle. Duh.
They were both turtles.
Yeah, well, Leonardo was a different turtle.
Yes.
Doy. So dumb. But yeah, the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica are 2 different places. I cannot give a point for that.
The ceiling of the Sistine Chapel was painted by Michelangelo.
Right.
Not Da Vinci.
Yes. Da Vinci did something else in the Sistine Chapel. Something, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. It's Italy. Fuck them.
Just say you were wrong.
All the best art is in Austin. So, screw those guys in Italy. Bunch of old dead farts. The Louvre. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yes, Tuna was right with Dr. Seuss. Tuna. All right. Let's roll the die. Give me a 6. No, we got a 3. History is back on the board. So there we go. Ooh, this is a good one. In fact, this is a good one because she just recently had a very important uh, birthday, if I'm not mistaken. What black student integrated the State University of Oxford, Mississippi, Grated, the State University of at Oxford, Mississippi. Every freaking word in this question is like half a foot long. In 1962. Question mark. What black student? I'm glad they like specified black student because you may not have gotten that just by the context of the question. Been like, what student integrated the university? And you'd be like, God, was it a white kid or a black kid? Maybe it was a American Indian. So I'm glad that they narrowed it down so that you wouldn't be like trying to guess of all the races and all the people. You could just narrow it down to the ones in history that were black because it's ambiguous. Because Oxford, the state university at Oxford, might have been an entirely black institution. You never know. You just never know in Mississippi. What student integrated the State University at Oxford, Mississippi in 1962? And they also give the year. That was awfully convenient of them as well. Because, that makes a difference. Yeah. Be much harder to, and I had the wrong name on this. I was thinking of somebody else entirely. What black student specifically integrated Oxford University? Or not Oxford University, State University in Oxford, Mississippi. We are at the 1 minute mark. Hey, wrap your Google searches up, guys. Get the answers in.
Google searches.
I wonder if I go over to chat, I copy that. No, come on. Give me a chance to copy it. It won't let me copy it. I'd have to actually copy it off the screen there. And if I copy it off the screen, it's going to just screw up the whole stream. I don't want to risk it. Like your audio sounds great, my audio sounds great, the video's doing well. I don't want to test it. I don't want to risk it. We're at the 1 minute 45-second mark. Nobody's answered the question. We're going to call this one. Lisa, do you know?
Cannot remember.
It is a dude, James Meredith, Redith. I was thinking Rose, Ruby Rose, but
Ruby. Her last name was not Rose.
You're right. It wasn't Rose. It was Ruby Rose. Oh shit! Now I'm coming up completely blank. But it wasn't Rhodes. What road? Anyway, but she was Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. She was primary school, not university. Regardless, that was that, and this is this. And let's get the next
Ruby
question.
Bridges.
That's
her name.
Yeah.
Ruby Bridges.
Ruby Ridges.
Bridges.
Ruby
Like things that go.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Ruby Roads, and it wasn't Roads.
With Bridges.
And so I went from like it's not Roads. It must be Rose. And then I was completely blank after that because I kept going back to Roads, and I knew it wasn't Roads. That was just wrong. Bridges, on the other hand, and it's not Bridges. It's Ridges. Anyway.
But no, it's bridges. Like the things that you build over rivers to walk across.
I keep getting it wrong every fucking time I think.
Yeah. So.
But I know how her first name. Anyway. 6. We finally have a 6, which is sports and leisure, and that would wrap up. No, we haven't gotten a 2 yet. I was gonna say that wrapped up the whole all of the categories, but we still have one category that we have not pulled, and that would be entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, sports and leisure. Who was was the pride of the. Oh wait, John Jacobs got. Wait, John Jacobs got that answer after. Hang on a second. On my live chat on the screen, he answered before I answered. On the live chat on the YouTube feed, he answered after I answered. Can you see that? There's the answer. There's him.
Mine, he answered before.
Okay, so he gets a point.
He gets a point.
All right, who is the pride?
Especially since you typed it as James Meredith.
Hey, I'm typing fast with my thumbs. I'm much better on a real keyboard because I'm a grown up. Who was the pride of the Yankees? That is the question that we must have answered now. Who is the pride of the Yankees? That's the question in sports and leisure. There it is. My video is slow, but the audio sounds fantastic. Timer's on. Get your typing fingers all organized and ready to go. Who was the pride of the Yankees? Who was the pride of the Yankees? Fun fact, it was actually a group of cats who was the pride of the Yankees. Fun fact, it was actually a gaggle of geese that was the pride of the Yankees. Fun fact, they kept a group of lions in the right field stands, and that was the pride of the Yankees. The Detroit Lions, the offensive line. The Detroit Lions offensive line was the pride of the Yankees. Fun fact, it was 3 Ford Thunderbirds that was the pride of the Yankees. Custom built Ford Thunderbirds bought by Tinkers, Evers, and Chance, who played for the Chicago Cubs and gifted those cars to the Yankees as a joke. That was the pride.
They both answered.
I was wondering how long you were going to let me just keep randomly saying stuff that was the pride of the Yankees. The answer is.
I'm just going to say DiMaggio, but I can't remember if he played for the Yankees or if it was the Dodgers.
He did play with the Yankees and Marilyn Monroe. He played with 2 different sports franchises. It would be the answer, that is, H-R-I-G, Lou Gehrig, pride of the Yankees. They loved him so much they named a disease after him. That's a level of honor that most people don't get. You know, you can get the clubhouse named after you, you can get a car named after you, statues, but when they name a disease after you, that's when they're like, this is a rare, rare, rare honor. And he was very appreciative of that. In fact, in his final speech to Yankee Stadium, he told them, thank you. I will always be a Yankee. There's going to be a special spot in hell just for me.
Yep.
Fairly convinced of that. Lou Gehrig, one of the greats. Well, although, to be completely fair, he was one of the greats before half the baseball players were allowed to play in Major League Baseball. So, take that with what you will. We got it. Entertainment. I rolled the 2. Oh, wait, sorry. Rolled the 2. We got the rolled the 2. That's the die with the 2 on it. Entertainment is the question. That is the one. What do we have? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, who asked? Entertainment is the second most hated category in this game in my family because in 1986, all of the entertainment questions were from TV shows from the 50s before I was born, and I did not like that. Or at least most of the questions. They're like, who did you give a... Did you make sure that John Jacobs gets the point on that one, by the way?
He's got 4 points. For 2.5 1.
Okay. Who asked aghast? Oops. Who asked aghast? Who asked aghast? That's how the question starts. Who asked aghast?
Do you want to get past the start of the question?
Who put the pineapple juice in my pineapple juice? Who put the pineapple juice in my pineapple juice? Whoops. Pineapple juice. And of course, pineapple juice and vodka is a drink, a cocktail, a quite delicious cocktail, I might add. It tastes like pineapple juice and vodka. Mostly vodka, if you do it right. Who put pineapple juice in my pineapple juice? Do, 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 do,
Joe Brita riffing on the Jeopardy theme.
We still have a minute. Who put pineapple juice, bam, in my pineapple juice? This, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about this individual because might give away the answer. But he is a historic figure and a fun character in history. It is not Dole, which I assume you mean the company Dole and not Bob Dole.
Jane.
Cool fact about Bob Dole. He was a war hero, shot down in whatever war he was in, the Civil War, because he's fucking old. Injured his arm. His right arm was injured, and in order to prevent people from shaking his hand, since he was a senator, he was actually one of the first senators ever elected in the United States. That's how old he was. But because he couldn't like clutch with his right hand and to prevent people from trying to shake hands with him, he would walk around with a sharpened pencil, with the sharp point of the pencil sticking out of his hand, so that if you tried to shake hands with him, you were basically shaking hands with a sharp dagger pointed at you. And when I was a car salesman, for a very brief shining point in time, I had to sell cars for a week after wrecking my motorcycle, and I had my right hand all scratched up, and I couldn't exactly shake hands with that hand, otherwise I would bleed on people. So I took a page out of Bob Dole's book, and I walked around with a sharpened pencil in my hand to stop people from shaking hands with me. That is 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And John Jacobs just got his Google search finished. It is indeed. Lisa, would you like to answer?
No.
I need to shorten the time, I think. W.C. Fields, it is. IELDS. Did I get that right? W.C. Fields is the correct answer. He is a font of awesome quotes.
No points for John on that one, though.
No points for John?
No points for John.
All right.
He said Dole first.
Oh, that was his second answer? That was his second answer.
That was his second answer.
But also famously said, you should always walk around with a little flask of whiskey just in case, or a little flask of whiskey for snake bites, and also always walk around with a very small snake. Great. Just a damn quote factory. I love W.C. Fields. All right. Next question is question category, poop category 4. I hate this category. Oh, this is a good question, though, I think. What measured 300 by 50 by 50 cubits? What measured 300 by 50 by 50, 300 by 50 by 30 cubits? Let me edit that comment. Nope, I'm going to remove it. What measured 300 by 50 by 30 cubits. 300 by 50 by 30 cubits. What was that? Ladies and gentlemen, get your answering sticks going because we are at 10 seconds, and I'm going to wrap it up in about a minute and 15 because it will be at the roughly minute and a half mark in right about a minute 10 seconds. So 1 minute and 5 seconds, and I wrap this question up as what is or what measured 300 by 50 by 30 cubits.
Tuna, do you have an answer?
Lisa, do you have any idea what a cubit is?
Yes.
Not a cubert, which was an adorable little creature on a video game in the 1980s.
I was not very good at that video game.
I was terrible at that video game. But a cubit is what happens when Cubert gets mad and he takes a chunk out of your arm. And he looks at you and goes, "Bitch, you got cubit." And you're just like, that hurt, jack off. That is a minute, and we're calling that a minute and 20 seconds. And I'm going to wrap this up in 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind.
Ark.
Yes, Lisa, what was that?
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark, indeed. Noah's Ark measured 300 of roughly these by 50 of those and 30 of those, which sounds perfectly reasonable to me. Of course, I've never built a boat. Well, what should I know? What is the score, Lisa?
Score is 4 for John Jacobs and 1 for Tuna Emperor.
All right. Well, we're going to make this last question worth 10 points. Because I can do that. The last question is going to be worth 10 points, but I'm going to ask all 6. I'm going to ask all 6 of the questions, and you have to get all 6 of them right, or you get no points at all. That's not fair. Lisa, pick a number between 0 and 7.
3.5.
That's a number, but it's not an integer. We will round down to 3.
For an integer.
I know I didn't ask for an integer, but I will round down to 3.
Because you don't like 4.
No, I don't like 4 at all. But I'll ask it, Lisa. Okay. No, first we'll ask the right question. We'll ask the question and go for the answer. The history question. This is a good one. No one's going to know this one. But I guess there's 2 ways to phrase this question. I will phrase it Noah's Ark. That was the answer to the previous. What Indian leader. They didn't have generals. What Indian general surrendered to...
No, read the question as it is written.
What Indian leader surrendered to General George Crook? What Indian leader surrendered to General George Crook? Boop, boop, beep, boop. What Indian leader? And see, that's the first way to phrase the question. As written, what Indian leader surrendered to General George Crook? The second way to phrase the question is name an Indian leader. I mean, at that point you can maybe think of 4, and you got a 25% chance of being right. Yeah, I mean, right off the top of your head, you got Crazy Horse, right? You got Sitting Bull, which I think was Crazy Horse's dad, or maybe his son. I can't remember. They're like related. Geronimo, and then Sitting Bull already did Sitting Bull. So there's 3. You have 30% chance of being right. If the name is one of those 3, you have a 30% chance of being right. But if you don't know if there's another Indian leader, now that's when it becomes a challenge, because maybe there was a 4th one that you can't think of. Maybe it's got to be like I don't know. What's the dude from Dances with Wolves? Kevin Costner. Maybe Kevin Costner's the one that surrendered to that general. Or maybe it was Dances with Wolves. Maybe it was maybe there's another one that we're not thinking of. I don't know. Lisa, do you know the answer?
I don't know the answer. But one Indian leader you have not mentioned was Tecumseh.
Tecumseh.
So that's my guess.
Yeah, he was a Indian in the eastern Iroquois nations over in the eastern not Mississippi, Ohio River Valley over there, right?
I'd have to Google that.
General Sherman's middle name was taken after Tecumseh. General James Tecumseh Sherman, or John. I can't remember his first name. Nobody knows Sherman's first name. He doesn't have a first name.
So what's the answer?
The answer is Geronimo. His name was Geronimo. He famously surrendered after jumping out of a plane, which is why we say Geronimo when we jump off a plane.
Oh.
It's true. It is a true fact that is how we came up with that term of when you jump off of something, when you do something brave, like daring and brave, you like jump off of a high place, you yell Geronimo as you're falling. That's why we do it, because before he surrendered, he jumped out of a plane. First person, he was the first person to jump out of a plane using a parachute. That is a fact that I just made up.
Question.
Your audio just started glitching again for some reason. Why? What the fuck is going on with my computer? Anyway, you want another question? Just since we have 6 on the so question. Question number 4 would have been, what does the 00 indicate in 007? There's the question. What does the 00 indicate in 007?
John, are you going to answer?
Yeah, the answer is that
license
to kill. Correct. Yeah. 00 is a license to kill. It also means because he was a ladies' man. True. Also true. Reykjavik. Nanominute. These are all just great questions. Great trivia stuff from the early 80s. What is a nanominute? I mean, come on. That's just assuming that people have this like repository of useless knowledge. It's an assumption that is a bold assumption to make, especially today. Today, your repository of useless knowledge is like, what was Kramer's job? Like, I mean, he worked at Vandalay Industries. We knew this. No, wait, that was George. George worked at Vandalay Industries.
What is a nanominute? Is that a unit of longitude?
A nanominute is like a 100th of a minute, 1/1000th of a minute. It's a 1/1000th of a minute. Nano being 1/100000th.
I have never heard that term. I mean, I've heard of nanosecond.
Well, yeah, nanosecond, nanometer.
Way to
so that is the 10 questions. John, well, I'm sorry. Let's go to our judge. Lisa, tell me the final tally, will you?
So John Jacobs got 5 correct, and Tuna got 1 correct. So John is our first place winner.
Awesome.
Tuna is our second place winner.
So Tuna comes in with, we'll give him 10 Boozy Bucks to spend on anything in the Old Humble store. what day is this? Today is March 18th? No, 11th. Wait, no, 10th. So we've got John Jacob with 20 Boozy Bucks and Tuna with 10. Cool.
Yeah.
Dig it. Here's a card that was sitting out for some reason. I don't think I put away the first card. Yeah, because this one has Big Dipper as the answer. See. So the other questions on the Big Dipper card were: what war saw the most Americans die? Lisa? What war saw the most Americans die?
I think that was the Civil War.
Right. The way the question is phrased, the most Americans died in what war? That was the Civil War because Americans were on both sides of the conflict. We just killed each other. It was awesome. Now we don't even need a war to do it. You just go to high schools. What country produced Rioja wines? That was the geography question. Rioja wines. There it is. That is the answer to that question.
Give John a second. Give John a second.
Yeah.
Like he's still playing with us.
Yeah, I see that. He actually answered that last question. Well, we still got like 5 minutes in the show. Rioja wines come from? Lisa, you got a guess?
Spain.
Correct. Who was the member of both the Dirty Dozen and the Magnificent Seven? You want to read that question for yourself? There it is. Dirty Dozen and Magnificent Seven.
Ooh.
3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'll give the lag a chance to catch up for John Jacobs. Who was a member of both the Dirty Dozen and the Magnificent Seven? John Jacobs. 3, 2, 1. Charles Bronson. Nope, it's Charles Bronson, not Steve. Not Steve McQueen. Charles Bronson.
Not Steve McQueen. Not Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, and if you don't believe me, there's the answer right there. You can't even see it. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. What Lewis Carroll book introduced Humpty Dumpty to the world? I did not know that. What Lewis Carroll book introduced Humpty Dumpty to the world? Also, name 2 Lewis Carroll books. That's another way to phrase the question. Or just name 1 Lewis Carroll book. I mean, chances are you don't know what the second book was. If you don't know what the first book was, you certainly don't know what the second book was. I don't even know if he had 2. Lewis Carroll books. Lewis Carroll books. In order. What Lewis Carroll book introduced Humpty Dumpty to the world?
John says Little Red Riding Hood. I say Alice in Wonderland.
All right. It was Through the Looking Glass, which would have been, let's see here. Alice's Adventure, Alice in Wonderland, Twinkle Twinkle, Alice's Adventure, Lewis Carroll's. He actually had several books, but no one knows The Walrus and the Captain, or The Walrus and the Carpenter. No one knows that book. They know Alice in Wonderland. For good reason. Through the Looking Glass. Through the Looking Glass was the book after The Walrus and the Carpenter. And it was introduced in 1871, December 27, 1871. So there you go. Again, name 2 Lewis Carroll books. Everybody's like, Alice in Wonderland. And the other Alice in Wonderland? We're all a bunch of idiots when it comes to arts and literature. And finally, the sports and leisure question. What team did Bob Cousy, Cousy, help to 6 NBA championships? What team did Bob Cousy help to 6 NBA championships? Any idea? You don't have any idea.
I
Bob
have an idea.
Cousy. He played in, boy, career ended in 1970. So he played probably from 1950 something to 1970. What team did Bob Cousy help to 6 championships? And of course, another way of phrasing
Boston.
the question is name NBA teams with 6 or more championships. It's a short list, especially if you go back to 1970. The number of teams with 6 championships by 1970 is a very short list.
I think it's Boston.
It is Boston, as a matter of fact. It is Boston. Boston Celtics, one of only, I think, 3 teams that had 6 championships by the 1970s. Another one being New York, Boston, and I don't think Los Angeles had won their championships yet. In fact, I think it was only 2 teams that had that many championships. No, Philadelphia, the 76ers, but I don't know if they played with the NBA. I think they might have been ABA. They might have been an ABA team. Can't remember. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Lisa, it's time. It's 11 o'clock. Officially. My timer, my clock says 11. Which means it's time to wrap up the show, which is unfortunate because I think everybody just showed up. Yeah, a few people showed up. Papa B, Alice in Wonderland. See, that was close. That was a very close answer. It was one of the Alice in Wonderland books, but it was not that book. No, they didn't. L.A. What? No, yeah, L.A. Yeah, L.A. hadn't won. L.A. was shit in the 70s. They didn't become good until the 80s, if I recall properly. But it's been a long time since the 1980s. I don't remember them very well. I can't think of why I don't remember the 1980s very well, but a lot has happened since the 1980s. So there you go. And of course, I don't think they were in LA yet either. Weren't they still the Minnesota Lakers in the 70s? They didn't like move to LA, I don't think, until, or maybe they moved to LA in the 70s. How's the only player in the NBA to score? Oh, who? Is that supposed to be who? Is the only player to score 100 points and where? I believe that was Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, I think that was Chamberlain.
But in his defense, he was a 7-foot tall black guy playing with a bunch of white dudes who were like 5'3". So Chamberlain, I believe, played with 70. Did he play with the 76ers? Philadelphia? Did he play in Philadelphia? I can't remember where Chamberlain played. I think it was.
He was on the West Coast.
I don't think he played on the West Coast. I'm guessing John Jacobs knows where Wilt Chamberlain played. Chamberlain played. I mean, I'm sure he knows right off the bat, doesn't he?
Really?
Really what?
He did it in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey, Pennsylvania, huh?
Home of the Hershey Bears hockey team.
What?
Yep.
Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points on a hockey team?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. You don't know what you're talking about.
You're not listening to me.
I'm not listening to you. He did it in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yeah, okay. He played for the Harlem Globetrotters as well. How about that? Wilt Chamberlain had a cool career. And he only won 2 championships in all of his career. 2 NBA championships. He got he won the Bang and Hose championship because he claims to have slept with 10,000 women, I think was the body count that he claimed. Math suggests otherwise, unless he doubled and tripled up on several nights. But there's only so many days in a week and so many weeks in a year that you can pull that off.
Okay, Joe.
Wilt Chamberlain was a beast. He revolutionized the game of basketball. He really did. But there you go. Lisa, what do we gotta what do we gotta do to close the show out?
Oh, we're gonna, we're gonna remind people about the mini music fest on Saturday
Yes,
at the distillery.
but if you can't make it out to the distillery, not only are you a terrible person, but you can also watch it on YouTube. So there you go. It will be the festivities will be live streamed. I'm hoping. I'm truly hoping. We're offering the venue. I'm gonna have drinks. I'm gonna have a bar. We're gonna have a fairly well stocked bar. I'm gonna have Coke. We're gonna have water for people who are lame. We'll also have ginger
We
ale.
want to stay hydrated
Whatever. We'll have
between their cocktail.
we will have ginger ale for our whiskey. If you're also lame and don't want to drink the whiskey straight or on the rocks, we'll have ginger ale and lime. We'll have old fashioned mix with our rye. We'll have uh, cranberry to mix with our vodka. We will have some
Our vodka.
we will have apple juice to mix with the vodka or our whiskey. If again you're lame and just want to mix the whiskey with stuff, I'm kidding. It's actually
What vodka are you
it's a
talking
very
about?
delightful our vodka. It's just not going to be labeled. It's not going to be. It's our Grand 79 vodka that we make for our partners, but it's not going to be labeled. It's going to be our vodka. So we'll have
The
that.
vodka.
You've never had it?
No, it's good vodka.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. It's quite delightful. So we'll have that. We'll have all the cocktails. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be at least. I finally talked to the organizer today. There's at least 5 bands that I know of, and there's 3 more who he said they're coming, and I don't know who they are. But it's billed with 15 bands. There's going to be music all day long from like 1 o'clock till 10 o'clock. It's just going to be off the chain, completely insane. We're going to have there will be an elephant that you can shoot arrows at. And the reason that they're using an elephant is because you can shoot a lot of arrows at an elephant before it finally dies. And they're hoping that it survives and they can send it back to wherever elephants come from. I guess the zoo. I don't know. I wasn't part of organizing that, but it sounds like it's going to be fun. Just it sounds like it's going to just be a tremendous amount of fun.
What the hell, Joe?
Well, I figured it'd be big enough for them to actually be able to hit it at 20 yards away, with an arrow. Most people don't know how to shoot arrows. They're just really bad at it. But that's on them. This is a chance to practice. It's $5 per arrow. We're gonna have a donkey that will actually cook right there on site. It's gonna be awesome. Cooked donkey, delicious. Or maybe it's a food truck. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not organizing it. I'm just offering the venue. We're gonna have a really awesome bar. Uh, we've got really cool staff that's gonna be running the bar. We will have servers from the Mile High Club on Will Clayton Parkway. They have what? They're very good at what they do. They attract attention and keep people's interest as they're serving drinks. Um, that that coyote that has been in the area, I haven't seen him in a few or her in a few weeks, so I don't know if she's going to be there. But I did see a black cat and a raccoon in the past 2 weeks. So Lisa, you have an opportunity to get a new pet.
Don't need another cat.
I'm just saying, if you see it, you're going to kidnap
it
No. because it was adorable.
Stop.
What else do we see out there? I don't know. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a good party. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't tell you what to expect because I have no idea what to expect. I've been told there'll be about 150 people there over the course of the day, which is really only about 15 people an hour. But that's a good steady crowd for the entire day. Hopefully they bunch up and there's like 20 or 30 people there for a couple of hours. So, but I literally have no idea what to expect because I have not talked to the organizer voice to voice in like 3 weeks. We've shared 4 texts. We've swapped 4 texts back and forth in the last 3 days. And I had to call his dad today to find out the information. That's how I finally got in touch with him. I called his dad. Um, but this isn't their first show. They've done this before. I'm very confident that they will pull this off. I'm just hoping we have enough things for them to for people to sit on and sit at and stuff like that. I mean, we'll see. We'll find out. I don't know. Sounds like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a cool party. That much I know. It'll be a cool party. And the whiskey's gonna be just fucking awesome. That much I can confirm. Uh, oh, axe duels. We're gonna have axe duels in the parking lot between the CrossFit shop and our shop. 20 paces, turn, throw axes. It's gonna be so cool. I've never seen this live. I've seen it on TV.
I'm not gonna park over there.
No, no, no. Do not park over there. But you know that grassy area where they have the septic tank, the field where the septic tank discharges to. That's where it's going to be at. It's going to be back there in that grassy area. That way, if somebody actually gets hit by an axe, they'll bleed into the grass and not onto the gravel because we don't want to stain gravel. That would be, bad for obvious reasons. But yeah, in that little area, it's a step above just those axe throwing demonstrations where you just throw at the target. This is actual axe duels, and it's going to be so cool. It's like a 25.
Oh,
You got to pay like $25 to get an axe. I mean,
so
it's not cheap, but it is so. It just looks so cool. I've seen the videos. It is so cool.
yeah, Joe, we're not doing that.
Oh, I'm not doing it. Absolutely not. I'll watch though.
We're not hosting that.
I'll sponsor somebody to go
No,
do it
we're
on
not
my behalf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not sponsoring that. That's not happening.
Well, I mean, I'm not like sponsoring the thing. I'm not going to put my logo on it, but I'll definitely pay
It's not
somebody's
gonna
price of
happen.
admission. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Did John Jacobs just say he has the Joe Theismann? Wait, Joe Theismann's auto? Oh, autograph. Gotcha. Never mind. So first I saw that and I thought it said audio, the Joe Theismann audio. The snap heard around the world. And then it said auto, and yeah, I thought it meant his car, but obviously he's talking about his autograph, I suppose. Anyway, but yeah, that's Saturday. So tomorrow it's going to be a dark day. Oh, not a dark day. It'll be no broadcast tomorrow. I have stuff to do all day long. I'm not going to do any shows. But Jesus Christ, y'all have gotten 5 shows this week. I mean, take what you can. I've given you everything I've got. And then Saturday we're going to do the music festival. Next week, no shows at all next week because I'm camping, and I don't even think my phone will work where we're camping at. We're going to be in the middle of nowhere in a desert with some llamas, and I'm pretty sure there's a Sherpa who wants to kill me. It's going to be a great story. I'm working on all the details. I'll have a good one when we come back. And then when we come back the next week,
In the woods.
well, the last time we went on a little trip up here in East Texas. We ended up staying in a cabin where a family was murdered by a dude who was the son of a city councilman, which is why the story of that family that got murdered in that cabin at that KOA. Well, before it was a KOA, it was a cabin, and then the KOA bought the land and upgraded everything. Murdered the family in the cabin we stayed at. Murdered the family in the cabin next door to the one we stayed at. He was the son of one of the council members, and that council member managed to keep all the stories out of the newspapers in that little town. And it's just a fascinating, gory, horrifying, amazing story in the history of this little town up there. It's up there in the Angelina National Forest over there in East Texas, and it's fascinating. And the only thing that would make that story better is if I didn't completely make it up from whole cloth. That would be the only thing that made that story better. But just because I made it up doesn't mean it's not a great story. Scared the absolute piss out of my kids when I told them it.
Oh, I bet. Those kids are gonna need therapy.
And also, what was even better was the light bulb in the living room that was above the there's like the doorway that went into the main bedroom. There was the living room that also converted into a bedroom, but the light that was above the door wasn't all the way wired in well, so it kind of flickered occasionally. Not like constantly, but it would be like fine most of the time, then it would flicker. And I'd be like, That's the dude. They did not sleep well the first night, but I let them off the hook the second night, and they thought it was cool. Plus,
How do they not know you by
yeah, I
now?
know. Like they don't know I'm going to make this shit up. But there was a goose. There was a family of geese, and Wally attacked them, and he also chased a cat up a tree. It was a great trip. We had a really good time. Anyway, but yeah, I'll come back with some good stories. I'll make up some good ones and probably even find some real ones along the way,
Hmm.
because that's what's important. Maybe finding a real one or two, and then yeah, we'll resume the quest for 100,000 views. We'll do a couple of happy hours. I don't know if we'll do another trivia next week. We may hold off on the trivia until the week after. Uh, and then in April we got our live Friday night lives. They're going to start from the distillery. It's going to be freaking awesome. So there you go. Lisa, you got anything going on? You going to kidnap any cats?
No,
Mm-hmm.
no more cats.
Sure. All right. Well, I'm going to put you in the waiting room and close out the show. How's that sound?
Okay.
All
Have a
right.
good night, y'all.
She said, y'all. Go to the waiting room. Be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages. Let me fix the aspect ratio on this window here. One more click should do it. Zoom window, there it is. Boop. And boop. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, thank you so much for tuning in for our Thursday night trivia show. Congratulations to John Jacobs for winning the $20 in Boozy Bucks this week, and Tuna for coming in second place with 10 Boozy Bucks. Hey, y'all are damn close. Both of you are damn close to getting a bottle of whiskey. Having enough Boozy Bucks to buy a bottle of whiskey. I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate y'all having fun with us. And we will see you not next week, but in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, be awesome to each other. Love with your whole heart and use your brain for stuff. Cheers and good night. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Hang on. There we go.